And uh, do you know Brian Chu? Have you seen the Recess End? Okay. Um, what does what does it take, in your opinion, to make a successful documentary?
Well, a strong narrative is always, well, I shouldn't say always, but strong narrative is certainly important in terms of developing a good um, documentary. A documentary is a story just like any other narrative fiction film, and so developing a good story is always is key to developing a successful documentary. However, of course, style, aesthetics, um, these other elements of form can also be really crucial in kind of developing a successful documentary.
Speaking of aesthetics and form,
Mm-hmm.
this documentary is very much made in the what I see as someone outside of any sort of academic film knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much in the vein of like MTV,
Mm-hmm.
quick cuts
Mm-hmm.
and flashy images.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, well, my opinion is that the documentary is an inherently subjective um, narrative. Um, the kind of common assumption that in culture we generally assume that a documentary is somehow objective, and I think that this is a completely erroneous. Now, documentary certainly has a certain degree of there's a certain degree of fidelity that needs to be kind of adhered to, I suppose. But a documentary is a story like any other, and to develop a a good story, you know, the form plays a lot, and it plays is important in that. You can have the best story in the world, but if it's not assembled well, if it's not appealing in terms of the imagery or the sound design, then no matter how good the story is, the form ultimately is can kind of make or break a film. And so, for me, it seems only natural that any documentary is going to try to, for the lack of a better word, kind of sell its story, and so to package it in kind of quick editing or the aesthetics that we might associate with something like MTV or something like this. Um, you know, this is perfectly natural and in keeping with um, trying to tell a compelling story.